My friends, this morning I shared a post on Facebook with a purpose and with a meaning. There is a reason why I did it. If you were to preach a sermon, I'm asking a question. If you were to preach a sermon on Matthew chapter 23, verses 29 and up to verse 32, and we can even go beyond that verse, and those verses were your foundational Bible texts for the sermon, you are building your sermon upon those verses. What would your application, what would your current, what would your relevant application, or at least your lead illustration be, taken from the current American situation? For the current American drama and tragedy that is taking place right now. What illustration from such an environment you would not dare miss if you preach on Matthew chapter 23, verses 29 and up to verse 32, where we read the words of Jesus. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You build tombs for the prophets and decorate the graves of the righteous. And you say, if we lived in the days of our ancestors, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. So you testify against yourselves that you are the descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Go ahead, then, and complete what your ancestors started. We know the story. We know the story. The immediate story was about Jesus speaking to the Pharisees, to the hypocritical Pharisees, to people who are pretending that they are better, that they were better than their predecessors, and they were as if it were shocked. They were decorating the graves of the prophets, ancient prophets. They were pretending that they love them very much, that they live in tune with their legacy and history. And they said, if we were living at that time, we would have never done to them what our predecessors did to the ancient prophets of ours. And Jesus says, you don't know yourselves. By saying this, you are actually accusing yourselves because you are doing this very thing right now with me, because you are planning to kill me, to kill Jesus. Wow. So where is the elephant in the room, considering our situation in this country now? How would we apply? How would we not miss to see, say, if we are preaching a sermon on this verse, how would we not miss the most immediate application or implication, or maybe more of them, that are literally staring into our eyes as we behold what is happening within the increasing number of people, and should it not stop, it is just going to get worse. And I'm talking about how people, immigrants, are being picked up on the streets, separated families, without any mercy. Doesn't matter whether they are going through a process of actually seeking a way how to make their stay in this country completely legal, legitimate, or whether they are not, or yes, or they are registered immigrants. Doesn't matter their status. They're being picked up. They are being separated. They are being treated as the worst of the worst, and they are being sent. They are literally being stolen, hijacked. They are being disappeared in who knows what kind of places, and in the worst kind of situations, without any kind of due process. They are being dumped into the planes and taken to another country, to prisons, which are the literal hell on earth. Prisons from which, as it looks now, It's hard to believe that they will ever come back. And the truth is coming out that so many of those people are innocent. They don't have a criminal record. They've been just stolen from the streets of America and dumped there, dehumanized completely, killed when it comes to their souls, identities, their integrity. And we are looking or pretending that we are not seeing this, while at the same time, we dare say, when we go back to history and see some similar situations happening either in this country, maybe a couple of centuries ago, or whether we are talking about another place in Europe, in Germany, about 100 years ago, and we are shocked at what was happening then, and we are saying we would have never done the same thing while we are doing it with our silence. So my question about the elephant in the room, in the church, let's put it like this. When beautiful sermons, otherwise beautiful sermons are being preached, but totally unrelated to anything that is going on around us. People are praying about peace at this and that kind of gatherings. People are spiritualizing away left and right, everything and anything. But you will hardly ever hear that there was any reference to the actual hell going on at this time around us, as if our brothers and sisters, Christians, do not see it, or maybe they don't want to see it. I'm not talking now about this half of American Christianity, which has already displayed itself over the last 10 years, and we know where they stand, that they have totally turned Christian faith upside down. They act as if they are the actual flag bearers of Christianity, but they are not. They are a cult right now. I'm not talking about them because they don't see this. They're even applauding to those kind of things in some kind of self-righteousness. I'm talking about this half of a Christian community, Christian churches, Christians in America, this kind of more elitist kind of Christianity who kind of are dancing around, not trying to offend anyone, but in their minds and hearts, they have a pretty firm opinions about everything and anything, but they are acting as if they have nothing to do with whatever is happening around us, and that they are even not aware what is going on around us. They come to churches every Sunday, maybe on some other days too. They're praising the Lord, celebrating the Lord, their faith. They are spiritualizing, they're reading from the scriptures, possibly this very verse that I shared with you about how the Jews of Jesus' days were shocked at how their predecessors were acting. And Jesus said, you condemn yourself by the way you are shocked, because you act exactly the same. And this is the message to the millions of Christians in America or anywhere else who are acting, whose facial expressions are saying, but what is going on? And they keep on spiritualizing away, preaching away, preaching flowery sermons that really have no bearing whatsoever with anything at this moment. So when Jesus says, woe to you, because you are shocked, can't believe how they could have ever acted like this. Jesus is today just as much shocked when you are quoting him in this or that way, but at the same time, and pretending and saying, we would have never done anything of that kind. And yet, at the same time, around you, people are disappearing. Around you, people are dying. Around you, the boat is sinking. Around you, tomorrow It might happen to you that someone dumps you somewhere. But you are saying, I don't see it. It's not mine to say anything. We will just continue playing a polite Christianity that has no spiritual value, neither for the other world, neither for this one. Wake up, brothers and sisters. Wake up, pastors. Wake up, Christians. Wake up, all of us who claim that we believe in Jesus Christ. These are the real days when the honesty of our faith and truthfulness of our faith is being tested. Tested. Amen.